everyone, my name is Sam and thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, give the video a thumbs up. I know you've seen the title. I want to talk about the 2018 books that are coming up in the second half of 2018. Now, none of these are books that were on my 2018 most anticipated video, which I will also link down below, but I either just didn't know about them or I just, have gotten excited recently. Something has changed or I've gotten a new bio or the cover's been released or something, and I'm just all hyped for it now. You also may ask, why? Why would you do this to me, Sam? My TBR is tall enough. I don't need to add any more books to it. I don't want to spend more money. The answer is, if I'm going down, you're all coming down with me. I'm bringing as many of you with me as I possibly can. That's a little bit messed up, but whatever. Now, in total, there are 18 books on this list, so I am guaranteeing you're going to find at least one that you are interested in, and I have organized these in the video chronologically. Coming out on June 26th is Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhouse. I am so excited about this book. For the cover alone, it looks so cool, and it is also written by an Indigenous author, and it's got Indigenous character representation, which is always fantastic and actually pretty rare right now. We're slowly getting more stuff, but I am just so beyond excited for this book. So this is the first book in the Sixth World series, and it sounds so cool. The world has been kind of wiped out by a natural disaster, apocalypse, global warming, climate change kind of thing. However, a Navajo reserve has flourished, and there is our main character who kind of finds people, and she has, some cool-ass powers. She sounds really cool. Based on the description, I'm so excited for it. And a girl goes missing, so people enlist her help, and she also has to interact with a medicine man to get help and find out exactly what's going on with this girl, why she's missing, and I assume there is some big underbelly information that goes along with that, with the answer to that question. So I am beyond excited for it, based on the cover alone, but the description and the representation is exactly what I look for in my books. July 10th is also the release date for, I want to make sure I get this name right, European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman, I think that's what it's called, by Theodora Goss. This is the sequel to The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, which is why I didn't read that until this year, so I didn't know that this book was coming, let alone that it was gonna love Strange Case. So I am just super excited for this. I hope there are just as many literary characters that pop up in this one as did the first one, and I hope we get to see all the banter that was in the Strange Case continue on. And I assume they're going to be looking for the girl that sends the ladies a letter at the end of Strange Case. I don't want to say any names because I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just super excited for it. The covers are awesome for this series. I wish they weren't such long titles, however, that is almost very distinctive for them. So, yeah. I'm just super excited for that book. And if you haven't read Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, I would very much highly suggest you do so. It's very fun, and I guarantee you, if you are a reader, you will recognize at least one or two of the characters that they bring up. On July 24th, Night Books by J.A. White is coming out. I'm so excited for this. I was sad I got rejected for the arc of it, but I'm just so excited for it nonetheless. I believe it's a middle grade book, and it is our main character goes out after night when I guess he's not supposed to, and he gets trapped in the apartment of this witch, and there's other characters in there, and they are trying to escape. And anything with books in the title, I'm here for. I love witches, I love middle grade, so this is just kind of all wrapped up into a Sam package. The cover's also really cool too, so I'm super excited for this one to come out so I can buy it and throw money at it. On August 14th, we are getting A Touch of Gold by Annie Sullivan. This is a King Midas retelling, and then as I read that, I was like, wow, there is not a King Midas retelling in YA that I know of yet, or at least not a big one. So I'm just super excited for this. I saw the cover, and the cover kind of caught my eye. I was like, oh, hello there, cover. What are you doing? That was a little creepy. So in this story, King Midas has given up his power for turning things into gold after he almost kills his daughter, and then we follow his daughter, who is, people whisper about her and, don't know exactly about her. There's lots of rumors going around about her, and, she's kind of sad and covers herself and hides away in the castle, and then she meets a charming duke, and she starts kind of a courtship. However, someone then robs the treasury, and because Midas doesn't have the ability to turn things into gold anymore, the daughter does have a power, and that is where that story goes. So I'm super curious about this one. I got rejected for the arc, but my friend gave me a copy of her arc, so I'm going to try and get to this one in June at the very latest. I'm really excited about this one. On August 28th, a book that I am amazed that I hadn't heard of until like a couple months ago is coming out, called Mirage by Somei Dodd. I apologize if I didn't say that right. The cover is so cool. There is no way that this will not be in a book box in August or September. I will be floored if that is the case. The book centers around our 18-year-old main female, and she lives out kind of in the middle of nowhere from the sounds of it, and has just dreams and thinks about, you know, going on adventures and trips and discovering the whole world, and she likes to dream about all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden she gets kidnapped and then brought to the royal palace of a, you know, kind of cruelish known kingdom, and finds out that she's basically the identical twin of the evil princess, and they want her to be a body double. That right there sounds like hella amazing. And then the cover, and oh my god, I'm just so hyped for that plot, so hyped for that cover, and I just need it now. On August 28th as well, we are also getting Seafire by Natalie Parker. This one sounds so interesting. The cover is so cool, but it's the plot that really caught me. It sounds a little bit like Daughter of the Pirate King, but without like the comedy spin on it almost. So the main character, Caledonia, she captains a ship of women and girls as kind of pirates after her family is killed by this evil warlord. And the entire plot, Caledonia is searching to find this warlord and get revenge. I love a good revenge story. I love pirates. I love the name Caledonia. I love the cover. I'm just all here for this entire thing. August and September are going to be so expensive for book buying. On September 4th, we are getting a book called Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaefer, I think is how you say it. I have not actually even read the full summary, and I don't want to. I read the first line that said, Dexter meets this savage song. Cool, can I buy you? I don't know that you need to, as a human, read anything beyond that sentence in order to want to read this book. I don't know. I'm just super curious about what the cover's going to turn out to be, and I'm just so beyond excited for this. September 18th, we are getting Escaping Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. I didn't realize that it was coming out so quickly. That's why I didn't even think of it for the 2018 releases. But that is the third book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, where, you know, things go amok on the ship that, I think they're on the Titanic, that they are taking in order to get to America. So the third book is the ship, and then once the fourth book, whenever it comes out in 2019 or whatever, it will take place in America, from the sounds of it, at least. So I'm just super excited for this. I love this series, the twists and turns and the writing and like just the fun bringing in of people all over the place. I'm curious, because it is Houdini, if they're going to bring in Sir Arthur Conan Doyle at all, because it is a mystery and him and Houdini were pretty buddies. So I'm just super curious about this entire plot, as I was for Hunting Prince Dracula and Stalking Jack the Ripper. Also on September 18th, we are getting The Stormrunner by Jennifer Cervantes, I think is how you say her name. This is a Rick Riordan Presents, which I was automatically like, here for it, it's Rick Riordan Presents. Then I saw the cover and was like, double here for it. And then that I read, it is Mayan mythology. For some reason, people are like, in New Mexico or Mexico, and there's a volcano and they're hiking and the volcano's a portal. And that's all I know, and that's all I need to know, and I want it. And I have a feeling this Rick Riordan Presents imprint is just going to result in me spending out like unimaginable amount of money in just another, like just auto buy for that entire thing. September 25th is giving us The Caged Queen, the second book in the Ascari series by Kristen Cicerelli. Love it that she's a Canadian author. I got The Last Namsara signed. I absolutely love The Last Namsara. I think I've read it 2 or 3 times now. It's very dark, very gritty, and I'm just super excited as to where this entire plot is going to go after the way The Last Namsara ended. And yeah, I'm just super excited for it. Yeah, I just want it really bad. Also on September 25th, we are getting The Second Story by Neil Patrick Harris. This is a juvenile middle grade book that is the sequel to The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris. I'm so excited. This group is just so wonderfully diverse. It's so adorable and fun, and the lessons behind it and the characters are just so likable. You can't help root for them, and I'm just beyond excited for this to come out. I don't even care that I'm like I would have to like cut my age in half and then -5 to be the target audience, but I don't care. I'm excited for it. Now I hesitate to put these two on here because there's no like official confirmed date yet. However, they are classified as October 2018 releases on Goodreads. So despite my, brain saying not to do this, I am going to believe Goodreads. I am beyond excited for Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow to come out. This is the sequel to Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow, and if you have not read it, I don't know what to do with you. I've hyped this book several times in several videos. It's got Harry Potter feels, but it's not a carbon copy, and it doesn't feel like it's stealing it, and there's, like, video game-esque, and there's a race, and, like, there's just magic and fun, and, like, prophecies, and it's just so much fun, and so enjoyable. So good! Read it! And, yeah, obviously the sequel. The author said she on Twitter, though, doesn't have a firm date, but I'm going to put it in here against my better judgment just to give more hype to it, I guess. Same month, without an official date, we're also supposed to get Soulbinder by Sebastian de Castell. This is the 4th book in the Spellslinger series. The 3rd book comes out in May, so I'm actually curious. He's normally able to pump them out pretty quickly, and I'm really curious if it actually does come out in October. I think he's supposed to have 3 and 4 come out this year, and then 4 and 5 supposed to come out in 2019. So if that does happen, love it. I'm super here for this concept. All of the magic and the characters are just so funny and likable, and I love Sebastian de Castell's writing. He's got such a good, like, humor, tone, dialogue, just everything. Here for it. He's so creative. Love the writing. Met him in person. Super nice dude. Really funny in person, too. So I'm just super excited for Soulbinder to come out whenever it does come out, and I hope it is October 2018. On October 2nd, this glorious, glorious cover is coming into our world. I mean, look at the cover. It's offensive how attractive that is. The book Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd is coming out on October 2nd. It follows a character who, I think she's supposed to be like a monster, and she's like a witch's, like not apprentice, but creature and like kind of prisoner from the sounds of it. And all of a sudden, her witch master is found murdered, and they assume, all the monsters in her world assume that she did it. So she starts running and trying to escape and prove, they have a couple days to prove who is actually the real killer, and there's like running through the Parisian underground with like the secret magic society chasing her, and like I assume a bunch of conspiracy and secrets and political stuff going on. So I'm here for the cover alone, but that plot sounds so interesting. And the concept of being underground in Paris, I just assume the catacombs are going to come up, which I am really, really interested in seeing. I love when that stuff is incorporated into books, because it's very grimy and like got some dark tones to it, and the cover looks like it could have that. So I'm really excited for that book. And the Tuesday after that, on October 9th, we are getting The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. This is a sequel to The Last Magician. If you haven't read that, I would really recommend it. It's like time and dimension jumping, and there's whole betrayal, and like some really interesting concepts going on. I'm going to reread The Last Magician before I get to that one, just because I want it to be fresh in my mind. But the cover is so cool. I love Lisa Maxwell on Twitter. She gives me lots of hope for this as well. And I don't know, I'm just so excited for it. It just sounds like exactly what I want in a book. I think it's just a duology too, which is kind of perfect. And if this is just a duology, that means they are keeping the cover theme on 1 and 2. That is like a unicorn right now. I mean, there's been like 5 book releases in the last week where they've changed the theme, and everyone's like, why are you doing this? October 16th is the release for A Sorrow Fierce and Falling. This is the 3rd and final book in the Kingdom on Fire series by Jessica Cluess. I've read the first book, Shadow Bright and Burning, at least 2 times. I've read the sequel, I want to say twice, but maybe just once, and I'm going to definitely reread them before it comes out. It's kind of like an X-Men-y, Harry Potter-y Victorian England. It's very interesting. Lots of like magic and dueling and lots of inner political confliction in this magical world where some want to protect the humans from these like evil people. There's a big twist in book 1 and 2 about, you know, who are the evil people and who's on what side, and prejudices and chaos, and it's just so good. I thoroughly enjoy that series. It's so much fun. On November 6th, we are getting Arch Enemies, the sequel to Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I am so excited for this. Marissa Meyer also wrote The Lunar Chronicles, which is one of my favorite series, and if you haven't read Renegades yet, I would really highly recommend you do so. I know it's quite big, and that I know several people had said it's kind of intimidating, but I would really highly suggest it. There is just some awesome slow-burning romance, tons of world-building, lots of politics and confliction, lots of like inner confliction, and trying to pick the side of good versus evil, and seeing exactly, you know, just because you're on the government side or the rebel side doesn't mean you're automatically good and or evil. It's just so good. Love the writing, love the world, love the concept, love the execution. And the last book that I want to give some hype to comes out on December 4th, called Fire and Heist by Sarah Beth Durst. I mean, if the cover doesn't sell you alone, one-ish word. Were dragons. Yeah, and a heist. I don't know what else you want in a book, but that's what I want in a book. Pretty cover, heists, and dragons, and people being able to morph into dragons. That is perfect. That is what I want. As always, make sure to check the description box down below for links to all of these books' Goodreads page. I feel like I said that right. And feel free in the comments section to let me know how many books I convinced you to add to your ever-growing TBR pile, because I take great pride in that. Make sure to check the description box down below as well for links to all of my social media. If you follow me, I will follow you back.